Well, welcome back to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and apologies for the small break in coverage there. We're still under the caution period. You have not missed a thing, save for Paul Olsen, who had a bit of a spin coming out of pit road. Just spun the tires up, though. No harm, no foul. Shot his way over into the grass. Looks like our technical difficulties have been resolved. Goes show that sometimes taking a brief break is all that we sometimes needs to be done. Right, Brian?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely want our YouTube audience to be able to still watch. I mean, we were definitely flirting with the idea of maybe doing it, race radio style, like PRN or something like that. But definitely glad that we, got it all working and everybody out there can see this race in action. I mean, and what race in action it's going to be, considering everyone, I do believe, was able to get down pit road, take a set of tires, get fueled up. We definitely know they can make it from here now, and definitely excited to see how these guys handle the rest of this race. I mean, we've seen Schaffner control a lot of this. Can Greg Wyszynski actually get something done here? We saw he was flirting with actually challenging for the lead. I'm definitely curious to see what happens.
Pace car lights are out, so we come back not a moment too soon. Greg Wyszynski will be on the top side with Josh Schaffner down low. And Don Avery will be starting in third. Pace cars down and in is once again down to Josh Schaffner to lead us back to green.
And once again, he has a great restart, able to separate from these guys. But I don't know, I mean, maybe separating is not the best thing, considering those guys were able to draft right back up to him, as we see Don Avery trying to challenge on the bottom here to Greg Wyszynski. Wyszynski's been doing so great on that top side, getting such massive runs. Looking at James Oxford once again. He's side by side with Kenny Powell like they never even stopped racing.
Haven't even stopped racing yet. They were still duking it out side by side when LeBron brought our latest caution out, of which he is still sitting in pit road for damage repairs. And Don Avery holding the low side from Greg Wyszynski out of turn number 2, and they're fanning out down the back straightaway as Avery still looks to make some sort of major charge up the low side, with Greg Wyszynski trying to follow through with him. Avery now going to push up with him.
Yeah, definitely some hard fighting going on right now, as we see Al Kozlowski trying to find a way also to get around Avery. That's one thing about it. When you try to challenge someone else, you're literally opening the door for someone else to maybe try to challenge you. I think that's what we're seeing here, as we see a little bit of a wiggle there from John Mullins a little bit further back.
Small little wiggles, though, is not the indication of anything's out of the ordinary, is what we started to learn when it comes to these cars, right? Those little wiggles, those oscillations are what we have come to expect, and it's something that these drivers are seemingly getting a lot better on being able to manage here at Las Vegas as well. So John Mullins still holds the low side.
Oh,
Look at that! Cat-like reflexes with the number 64 to hold on to that.
I'm telling you, you talk about learning, that is some learning right there. This is going to give an opportunity to Kenny Powell. I mean, we were talking about low-profile tires. It's like once it goes, it's gone. But apparently these guys are getting used to that, which I love to see it. I mean, definitely a great save there from John Mullins. I thought he completely lost that machine, and Kenny Powell's going to get clear and take over ninth. Al Kozlowski, getting really loose up on the top lane, was about to try to take third away from Don Avery, not able to do so. Wayne Grossi. John Mullins loses it.
And brings it back on and swings it back low. No caution. We stay green. And Mullins keeps it off of the wall, off of both walls. I wanted to know. He kept it off of the top wall, then kept it off of the racetrack, then had to keep it off the bottom wall as well. So talk about trying to keep it out of every possible obstacle and doing a great job at doing so. Greg Wyszynski going at it with Josh Schaffner. He's up on the top shelf, and the number 5 Chevrolet going to go to the point, with Schaffner still duking it out in 3 and 4.
What a run that Greg Wyszynski gets. I don't think he's going to be able to complete this, so he's going to fall right back in line. But, man, if he could do that on the final lap, I think he could win this race. That is for sure. But, yeah, you were just talking about Mullins. I mean, we talked about it earlier about how these guys could overcorrect and make that mistake and cause a lot of trouble for the other drivers out here. I think Mullins expertly did that. I mean, he didn't give too much, counter steering to that. That could have ended up terribly, as Mark Padgett and Wayne Grossi trade position, and Al Kozlowski also takes that spot.
Greg Bartlett also breezed past Wayne Grossi to run down the back straightaway. Well, I shouldn't say breeze. He was blocked all the way down onto the apron. We're now in the final quarter of this race, and you can tell that is starting to get to a lot of drivers out there with Kozlowski, DeZiani duking it out. Grossi still trying to fight back on Greg Bartlett as well.
Yeah, Greg Bartlett's been having a heck of a race. It's been kind of a quiet race. We haven't seen him up in the top 5 very much, but he has definitely scooted his way up. That 77 looking very good out there. As we see some side-by-side racing between Al Kozlowski and Matt DeCiani for, I do believe, 7th position. It looks like Al Kozlowski is going to be at an edge out in front. Derek Jacobs right now fighting, I do believe, with Kenny Powell. Kenny Powell looks like he's going to come out. I don't know. We see Derek Jacobs getting a huge run there, and that is for the 10th spot. So racing going on throughout this field.
Some serious racing starting to take full form here as we get set to enter the closing stages of not just this race, but of the season. Powell still holds the low side from Derek Jacobs. And I think that little bit of damage that's on the front end of Kenny Powell got in an earlier incident is what has really hampered the number 24 cars. You can see he's just got no speed on the bottom side, and every time he starts to make a move, he just steps the back end out.
Yeah, 100%. Something's going on. It's definitely messing with the handling of that race car for sure. And it's definitely slowing him down. It's got to be that front end damage or something. As we see John Mullins trying to work his way around. He is not on the leading lap, though. I do believe he is actually 2 laps down.
You are correct. 2 down for Mr. Mullins here as we continue to work our way around this track. Getting set to enter the final 5th now of this race. 21 laps to go at the line this time by. And now Corey Cook will snake to the inside of Kenny Powell as well as Mark Sanchez. Bumping Powell now down to 13th place. Up front, Wayne Grossi and Greg Bartlett starting to go at it with each other once again. The final spot inside the top 5. Bartlett up top. Grossi trying to hold some speed on the bottom, but there's just no grip down there anymore.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there is no grip down there. As the race has gone on, the conditions of this track has changed substantially here. And I also think that not able to really get the momentum off that corner. You're not, this is one of those types of tracks. I mean, Vegas, there's an optimal line that you need to run. I mean, you got to run, kind of closer to the wall in the straightaways and closer to the bottom in the corners. And if you're not able to really arc that car out, you're not going to have that momentum. As we see Greg Bartlett get a little bit of a wiggle here. This should be able to help Wayne Grossi get back up to him. But Matt DeCiani going to try to challenge Wayne Grossi now, as actually Grossi goes underneath Greg Bartlett.
Grossi going to power back through. Bartlett's got the top shelf saddle, though, in his Triad number 27 Chevrolet Camaro. But Grossi holding the low side is what he's up against. And Grossi can hold the low side as much as he wants. He's been doing so all day long. And you see Matt DeCiani making a run as well. Al Kozlowski get a bit frustrated trying to find a way through. But DeCiani still holds firm. He is not about to be intimidated by the Speedway Angels number 88.
And I'm very impressed with that 77 being able to hold off Wayne Grossi. I mean, Grossi got in front of him, and all of a sudden now Bartlett back out in front. Now 3 wide as we see, I do believe Matt DeCiani on the top. Al Kozlowski was on the bottom. Now they have got that settled out, but they were 3 wide for just a moment there. That was a little scary.
And all of that stemmed from when Wayne Grossi got a bit crossed up on corner exit of turn number 4. But he's gotten it settled now, and he'll be able to settle back into the rhythm here, but not before falling all the way back to the 8th place. Single file now all the way back through this field, actually through the entirety of the field now. And I think that's one of the first times we'd actually say that all race long so far.
Oh, yeah, that is definitely this is the first time we can say there have been single file. As we see a little bit of a gap forming here. We've got the top 4 kind of breaking away from 5th on back, and I think that's going to stay like that as Al Kozlowski trying to take away 5th. I think he's battling side by side right now.
Indeed he is. Bartlett's still up on the top shelf, and he's trying to hold the inside line. Pushed up a little bit, forced Greg Bartlett up towards the outside wall, but Bartlett holding tough. He's keeping calm. He's keeping composed. He's doing a good job of making sure that 77 car is right where it needs to be to take that spot away from Al Kozlowski on the high side.
Doing a great job there, Greg Bartlett. I mean, he's holding the ultimate defense of line. I mean, you see that a lot of the mile and a half. You run a little bit higher on the racetrack. That guy just has such a hard time trying to get past you, and that's what we're seeing with Greg Bartlett. You know, really just defending so well, and textbook defense maneuvers this guy's pulling right now. As Al Kozlowski lines up another run here to try to get it going. Oh, big moment here for Matt DeCiani as he gets tight and goes up the track.
Keeps it out of the outside wall, though, and that is the very crucial thing, right? Is the fact that he did not scrape that car up along the outside wall. And you can see Al Kozlowski still trying to diamond off these corners, trying to exit high just so he can get as big of a run as possible. But it is so far not a fun time for Kozlowski. The dirty air really hindered him as he's just throwing it into these corners to get alongside with Bartlett. But that means he's just got no pace on the exit of the corners.
Yeah, for sure. You know, this is, you know, with this 670 package, you definitely have to be concerned with how exit goes. I mean, you know, you throw it in there, yeah, you're gonna definitely make up some feet on these guys whenever you're coming up on them. But on exit, you're gonna lose so much more, and I think that's what we're seeing with Al Kozlowski. Is he does manage to get side by side with Greg Bartlett for that 5th spot. I think he's got a little bit better of a chance this time. He's got room. Oh, getting a little wiggle there. I think he touched the apron. And as everybody knows, the apron is lava. We got some more battling going on back here further in the pack. I know 9th place is kind of under fire. James Oxford, he's been under fire from Derek Jacobs. Now Paul Olson getting underneath Derek Jacobs. So definitely some battling going on here further in this pack.
Battles everywhere you look. Such is the normal day in the ISCA ButtKicker Cup Series, as well as the Tucson Sound Art Cup Series, which will also be having its 200-mile-long season finale here this coming Saturday. Same time, same place. We continue to watch this field sort itself out, and you just saw Paul Olson push his way back up into a top 10, getting around Derek Jacobs, and Oxford gets loose, and that will easily promote Olson to 9th.
Yeah, big loose condition there. That's going to also help out Mark Sanchez go up to the 11th spot as Derek Jacobs tries to get a run here on Paul Olson. Definitely been very surprised with Derek Jacobs. I mean, a little bit of slap with that wall there from Jacobs, though, as he's going to get side by side now with Sanchez.
Starting to get a bit more aggressive over the front of the field with Avery and Grassi.
Oh yeah, definitely. The racing has not slowed down at all. As Greg Bartlett now trying to. Actually, Bartlett's fallen back quite a bit here. Wayne Grassi up to 5th, as we see Matt DeCiani, Don Avery, Greg Bartlett all right there on each other, fighting for position here.
Starting to get a bit more hectic here. Oh, look out for Avery sliding out, and will that be a save? It just is. Don Avery just keeping control of his number 11 Toyota Camry, but he has lost so much time and fallen back into the clutches of John Mullins as a result.
Yeah, and you can even see on his right side, he's got a substantial damage on that car. Also some front end damage on the right side. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's affecting his handling conditions also. As that 11 falls back to 11, now under fire from John Mullins. Before we mentioned it before, John Mullins is actually 2 laps down. Wayne Grassi doing an excellent job, though. I've been very impressed with that 7 here tonight, up in the top 5. I mean, love to see hit that yellow Pinto machine do well.
Under 10 laps to go now from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and it is starting to pick up a little bit more in the back of this field. Oh, James Oxford going around, and he's into the inside wall. Oxford wrecked him back straight away. And he's just taking out Robert Pattengale. And no caution. We keep it green. But that has just destroyed Pattengale. I have to say, that is a bit shocking to see that from James Oxford, who kept the wheel turned hard right just to destroy the 17.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. I mean, he hit the wall and just came right up. I mean, he could have easily turned. He could have easily turned and saved, kept it down there. But, man.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, that is
I mean,
definitely.
it's one thing to wreck yourself. We're going to watch this from Oxford here, but it's one thing to wreck yourself, but to take somebody else out in the process just because you're angry, especially when they had nothing to do with it. I mean, Patrick was just minding his own business back there. Let's take a look at this one here. And that's the story. Look,
He turned his wheel right to the right. Oh, yeah.
There is no refuting that.
That's something that administration is definitely going to have to take a look at.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. Such a shame Pattingale was having a nice, clean race. Like I said, he was just minding his own business, and that just came out and clotheslined him.
I mean, huge damage. I mean, I bet he didn't even see it coming. I mean, I guarantee you he had no clue that was getting ready to happen. I mean, just out there minding his business, you know, skipping along, and all of a sudden get hit like that out of nowhere. I wouldn't be surprised to, you know, I want to be a fly on the room in Robert Pattingale's room right now.
No kidding. Well, with all of that, it's 4 laps to go now in stage number 3. Greg Wyszynski having a solid run out there, still holding on to a second place with Mark Paget down in 3rd. And it looks like there might not be any moves being made up here. Mark Paget is not able to get close enough. Wayne Grossi and Greg Bartlett, though, how many times have we seen these two guys trading blows throughout the course of stage 3? Oh, it's physical contact made, and Grossi's shoved down to the low side of the track.
Hey, you say trading blows. I think you spoke a little too soon. Wow. Matt DeCiani going to be able to maybe get a position here. I don't know. Wayne Grossi's going to try to get his composure back. Man, these guys are definitely getting physical out here as we're soon to have 2 laps to go in the race. And I'm sure that these guys' tires are really, really speaking to them right now. I think that's a lot of what we're seeing right now. A lot of these guys having, you know, Wayne Grossi and Bartlett having contact with one another. I think that, you know, just getting tight.
2 laps to go in the final race of the season. You can see Randy Drumhiller, Mark Sanchez, as well as Derek Jacobs still battling now for the spots just outside of the top 10, with Kenny Powell just trying to pull them all in with him. Derek Jacobs up to the top shelf, going to go at it with Mark Sanchez on the low side, and the white flag waves, so it's the final time around for Schaffner.
Yeah, man, and this is his race to lose right now. I mean, he has over 2 seconds right now on second place, Greg Wyszynski. I mean, he pretty much could just wave to the fans now. What a great race from Josh Schaffner. I mean, truly dominant.
And it is going to be a complete hat trick from Josh Schaffner. Won the pole, both stages, and now the race. Schaffner wins the Charles Shaw 150 from Vegas.
What an event. Man, I'm speechless after some of the things we saw here tonight.
I don't believe you're the only one that's going to be speechless after some events over the course of the night, but what a drive from everybody out around this field. Only 1 caution for a wreck on the night. That is a so far best that we have had throughout the entirety of the season, and I am pretty sure that is going to be a statistic that everybody can live with at the end of the night. Let's take a look at your official post-race results. It's Josh Schaffner to take the race win with Greg Wyszynski in 2nd, Mark Paget in 3rd, Al Kozlowski in 4th, Greg Bartlett is 5th, Matt DeCiani is 6th, Wayne Grossi is 7th, Paul Olson is 8th, with none other than Don Avery and Kenny Powell to round out the top 10.
Randy Drumhiller going to finish in 11th. 12th place is going to belong to Derek Jacobs. 13th, Mark Sanchez. 14th is going to be Corey Cook. And 15th, of course, 2 laps down, John Mullins. 16th, 6 laps down, James Oxford. 17th, Robert Pattingale, 7 laps down. 18th, Kendall LeVron, 34 laps down. R.J. Root, 78 laps down in 19th. And rounding out our 20-car field is Andrew Layton, 90 laps down. And we know he actually put the Auto Club setup on.
What an eventful night then from Vegas, and what a way to end off the season as well. We're going to take a quick step away. We'll be back with the post-race show in just a moment.
ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. Get yours today at thebuttkicker.com and be sure to use our 20% discount promo code ISCA20.
And we're back with the post-race show from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We'll kick things off with none other than Josh Schaffner, who pulled off the hat trick. Josh, it's a pole position, all stages won, and now the race. What a run for you. Couldn't have gone any better tonight.
Yeah, it really couldn't have, Nolan. I normally don't lead a lot of laps in this league. I usually, take care of the car and just make sure I'm there at the end. And I kind of just consider myself a closer, not someone that goes out there and does that. But yeah, it's great to get a win here on the Thursday Night League. I think it's my first Thursday night win of the season, and nice to get one here before it wrapped up. And yeah, what a great car tonight. It worked on this thing quite a bit, made a few changes here today, and yeah, I think I just kind of nailed it for this race.
So with one championship finish, obviously you've been a top runner in quite a few of these ISCA championships before you, I believe, locked out a 5th place of the points. Do you plan to maybe go for the top 3, if not the championship spot for next season?
Well, I hope so. It'll all hinge a little bit on my scheduling. In the agriculture world, we got planting season coming up, so hopefully I can make most of these. But chances are we'll miss a few as we're getting the crops up here in Minnesota. But we'll certainly make a run for it, and I kind of focus on running here good for the Super Cup stuff, and probably going to look at the long haul more than the short seasons. But I just come to race for fun, and race up front, get wins where you can, and the points will fall where they fall.
And you look forward to the Super Cup Series season. Obviously, you're still racing next week at Phoenix. Can we expect to see you around next week as well at that shorter track?
Yeah, I plan on being there and looking forward to it. It's a challenging racetrack, and I haven't been on that track with the new cars, and I'm sure it'll, have its own challenges of its own, but looking forward to getting to work on it.
And, well, thanks for joining us as always. It's always a pleasure to have you up here in the broadcast booth with us, Josh. Before I let you go, anybody you'd like to shout out for that machine?
Yeah, we got the Plenish soybean on the hood. Got to thank them, and just a call out for just overall health and eating healthier foods. That's what the oil there is all about. And Pioneer, got to thank them. Smith Farms, I'm sure Todd and Tyler are watching, and you got to thank them. But yeah, just all our great supporters. You guys up in the booth, ISCA, Kenny, ButtKicker, just the whole works. Everyone that makes this thing goes around. Just want to thank everyone that works so hard in this league.
Well, fingers crossed we'll be seeing you fighting for more championships. Congratulations on a race win tonight, Josh. Hopefully there'll be many more to come.
Thanks, Nolan. Appreciate it.
We're going to move things on down to our second place finisher, Greg Wychinski, and I'll pass this one off to none other than Brian Britt.
Mr. Greg Wychinski, excellent race here tonight. I mean, I know it probably was a little disappointing. You finishing 2 seconds behind Josh Schaffner, but you still did an excellent job, and you gave him a run for his money at many times, trying to get runs on the high side and stuff like that. What do you think led to you not be able to get that pass done?
I mean, Josh, he's just fast. I mean, he just really is just fast. He knows where to put his car in the right places. I mean, there was definitely a couple times there where, I looked low on him, I looked high, and he just finds a way to take the air off of the car a little bit, or he puts his car in perfect position. So congrats to him. He did a great job. Well,
definitely did a great job to you too. I mean, second place on the day is not a bad finish at all, considering it's definitely going to be helping you out with the point situation. We know you already pretty much are in the lead for the I do believe the Super Cup Series, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely going to be helping that cause a little bit more too, for sure. How does this deal give you confidence going into Phoenix?
I mean, I've definitely started off the Super Cup season really, about as well as could be expected. I can't complain about any of it. I've always liked Phoenix. These cars can be a bit of a challenge. We'll see how they are on that one, but I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we are looking forward to seeing what you can do there for sure. You've been having a hot hand as of late. That is 100%, and definitely, hopefully, we see you do well there. Who can we shout out tonight after your second place finish?
Always first and foremost, Rob Melnick. Without him, none of this stuff goes on. And, Brian, yourself, Nolan, you guys do an awesome job. All my guys at G&G, my number one fan, Liz Mulligan, out there watching. It's always nice to have somebody cheering for you. That's about it.
We definitely appreciate your time, Greg, and excellent work here tonight. Definitely gave us a show to watch as you were trying to pass for the lead, and ultimately came under fire from Mark Padgett. Still were able to hold on to second place. Congratulations on that finish.
Thank you.
And I'll give it back to you, Nolan, for our third place finisher.
And that is going to be Mark Padgett taking it home, 13th to 3rd, plus 10 spots for you on the day, Mark. And you were battling right up there for those top spots right from when stage 1 ended all the way down to the checkered flag.
Yeah, I think I had about a third place car. Me and Greg were pretty even, but Josh was class of the field. So I was battling the track position all day. You know, I started 13th, messed up that first pit stall, went back to 13th or so again, and drove back through the field twice. So, yeah, at the end of the day, I'll take a third. It's a good, solid run.
A solid run for you so far over the course of this race, and it was a pretty wild race for you out there. What was it like battling with some of these guys out there on such a fast track?
Yeah, this track was definitely hairy. The bumps in 1 and 2 had everybody sideways at some point, but it was fun. Everybody gave enough room for the most part, I think, and it was just a fun race racing with everybody tonight.
So didn't see you present through a good portion of this opening season of 2022, but with that being said, you've clearly shown you've got a top-running car. Do you plan to make a run at the title potentially for Season 2?
Yeah, Season 2 and the Super Cup. I'm here for the whole year, so let's hope, you know, this top 5 streak continues. It's great to be 3 for 3 in the Super Cup with top 5, so hope I can keep it going.
Well, fingers crossed you'll be having yourself a solid run over the course of the coming weeks as well. Before I let you go then here, Mark, anybody you'd like to shout out for that machine?
Yeah, Triad Racing Enterprises. You know, I'm just the driver, they're the team, so definitely a lot of credit goes to them. That's pretty much it. You know, Caterpillar's great sponsor, Stint Analyzer, Area Logs, all the rest of our sponsors, they're a great crew.
Yeah, well, we'll hopefully be talking to you plenty more times on these podium interviews, if not in Victory Lane in the coming weeks. Then here, Mark, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
And with that, that'll be just about a wrap for us then here for the iRacing Stock Car Association of the ButtKicker Cup Series. My name is Bidola Rambo with Brian Britt beside the broadcast booth and Rob Melnick down in the production seat. While the one season might be over, there's still plenty more to come. Join us next week for more Super Cup Series action from Phoenix.